And guess who is back again? You won't believe it. When you hear the laugh, maybe it gives you an idea. It's Heidi M. My goodness, Heidi M. Where did you come from? So nice to have you back.
Hello, I'm back.
That's it. Heidi M. is back with more greatness coaching and therapy. You'll remember we did a year or so ago, or maybe 2 years, we did greatness coaching. We did 2 series, and it was very, very informative and helpful. And now Heidi is back with more. But Heidi, a lot has happened since we last spoke, because you've added quite a few more titles behind your name.
Yes, I was so privileged to be able to study further. And I'm also now, in addition to being an internationally accredited life coach and internationally accredited neurolinguistic programming practitioner, I am now also a certified hypnotherapist and a rapid transformational therapist. Rapid transformational therapy is a beautiful combination of cognitive and behavioral therapy, psychotherapy, talk therapy, and the best of everything put together into that kind of treatment that I help people with. And that is an amazing joy and a blessing for me.
Wow, Heidi, congratulations, baie geluk. Ek meen, daai is wonderlike titels om agter jou naam te hê. So nou kan jy nog meer mense help. Dis wonderlik.
Absoluut, en dit is so 'n seëning om mense te kan help en mense se lewens te help beter maak. As 'n mens daai kombers van iemand se siel af sien lig, is dit daarom net 'n wonderlike ding, regtig waar.
Absoluut. En een van daai komberse juis is hopelessness, waaroor ons vandag gaan gesels, né? Do you think there's a lot of hopelessness going around?
There is, unfortunately. People are hopeless because of what has been going on in the world, what has been going on in our country, what has been going on socially and economically. So it's so difficult. And hopelessness is a very dark thing that is also quite sneaky and can swallow a person. It's feelings of despair and lack of motivation, but more than that. Extreme hopelessness can make people have thoughts about suicide or self-harm. And others maybe engage in substance abuse, anything to just get rid of this horrible feeling, these negative nagging emotions. And it's important to understand that there are different causes for this. Genetics can play a role. If you have somebody in your family or your family history then that have feelings of hopelessness and despair, you are also perhaps a little more likely to experience such feelings. For example, if somebody in your family has a mental health condition like depression, you're also more likely to inherit that. So we have to be very careful when we have somebody like that in our family, and keep an eye on ourselves and keep an eye out for our brothers and sisters, Environmental factors can really be very difficult to deal with at times, like bullying. If you're a child at school and you are being bullied, or abuse at home, at school, in church, and then poverty. Poverty can lead to extreme feelings of hopelessness, especially if you're young and you don't see a way out of it. You just see all these adults around you struggling because of the lack of money. That can really have a terrible impact on a child or a young adult. And then the medical health conditions as well, like your depression, bipolar, anxiety, definitely can cause feelings of hopelessness. And then the traumatic life events, death or loss of a loved one, divorce, even natural disasters can lead to feelings of hopelessness. So it's a lot. And if these things are in combination, you can imagine that the intensity gets turned up. It's like that cooking a frog, slowly but surely that temperature goes up and up and up and up, and pretty soon the frog is cooked and can't get out of the pot. So we need to help ourselves. Of course, the first thing is, first prize would be, go and see a therapist. But I am very well aware that A, people can't necessarily afford a therapist, and B, that people might not feel ready to go and see a therapist. They might not want to open up in that way to a stranger. So if you're not ready, or if you're not able, there are still things that you can do to help you manage these feelings. And please note, I'm using the word manage. It's literally something that can be managed. So talk to somebody you trust about how you are feeling. And if you find that you do not have somebody that you trust, you need to take a very good look at yourself and say, are people trusting me? And if you are not answering yes to that question, then you need to make a plan and reach out, because then you're likely very isolated. And that is not going to help you in your feelings of hopelessness. Write down your feelings. I know people are going to roll their eyes when I use this word, journal. But feelings have a way of getting stuck in the very fibers of our being. And writing them down is a way of getting them out. It makes us look at our emotions and our feelings and our hopelessness very differently if we see them in front of us on paper. It does something that helps. Try it. Don't diss it before you've tried it. And this is going to cost you nothing, and you don't have to involve anyone else. And then engage in activities that make you happy and that bring you joy. Sit and think for yourself, what have I done? What are the last 2 or 3 things that I did that put a smile on my face? And engage in more of those activities. Once again, if you do not have any such activities, then you've isolated yourself. And then you really, really need to reach out and take a very big step in the right direction. You can challenge your negative thoughts by looking for evidence that disproves them. So this is the confirmation bias. If you are constantly looking for reasons, for instance, why it sucks to live in 2023, especially in South Africa, then you're going to see, load shedding, terrible governance of the country, violence, crime. So you will find confirmation for your preconceived idea. But similarly, on the other side of the coin, if you are looking for reasons to feel good or to challenge your negative thoughts, then you will find them as well, confirmation bias. So if I'm saying, so I'm challenging my negative thought that it's very difficult and awful to live in South Africa in 2023, I can say, but hang on. I am now finding confirmation that it might not be that bad because I have a very loving family. I have a beautiful circle of friends. The sun came out today. I can see with both my eyes. Isn't that marvelous? So you will find evidence if you challenge your negative thoughts. And again, write these down so that you can page back in your journal and find find that encouragement again if you are looking for it in future days. And then focus on the things that you can control and let go of the things that you can't control.
Yeah.
Listen, there's anyway only one thing that you can control in this life, and that's yourself, your own reaction and response to things. What is my response to the horrible governance in South Africa? If that's making you feel hopeless, then I say, all right, I can't control what the government does or does not do, but how am I responding? Right, so I'm going to respond in this way. I'm going to react in this way. I'm going to show a little extra kindness. I am going to show a better way of running my household then. And in that way, you just literally flip a switch in your brain, and it does make you feel a whole lot better. All these things are definitely process things. It's not like I'm going to do this once and then it's going to be magic forever. I mean, if I want six-pack abs, I don't go to the gym once. Mm-hmm. I go to the gym daily or 5 days a week. And similarly with this line of thinking, writing in your journal and challenging your negative thoughts, all of these things need to be done regularly, and you'll be very surprised. Pretty soon, it's not going to be what you do. It's going to become who you are.
Yeah, Heidi, that's so true. And listen, I just wanted to interject as well and say that it really is true that once you write down your feelings and how you're feeling, or just being honest with yourself and put it on paper, once you see it on paper, maybe, or you can, I suppose you could type it as well, but once you see it on paper, it's almost like it is therapy. There's something that happens. You kind of feel better. It feels like it came out. It's almost like a nice crying session. And now you see it there on the pages, and it's also nice to go back, when you reflect again, like you said, and go back and say, oh wow, a year ago, look how terrible it was for me, and look where I am right now. Hey, so I think, I think that's so important. I mean, you don't have to go Dear Diary, that kind of stuff. You don't have to go the traditional journal way, but it really, really helps, and I can testify, definitely.
It's so wonderful that you're saying that. And, Ian, it will always go better. With this mindset, you're never going to page back a year from now to today in your diary entry or your journal entry, and you're going to go, oh, my life actually turned for the worst. If you journal, when you journal, it actually literally does get better because of that something magic that happens that you mentioned.
Yeah. It is therapy. It really is. And the nice thing also is you don't have to be in Joburg to get in touch with Heidi to help you, because I know that she can help you online as well. Is that right, Heidi?
Yes. That is correct. Yes, I work online, I work face-to-face, but online is just such a convenience that so many of my Joburg clients are actually preferring online as well. So absolutely. People just get in touch. Let's talk. Let's figure something out for you. There is always, if it's not death, something can be done. Certainly.
Yeah, exactly. And Heidi, how do we get in touch with you?
You can find me on Facebook, Heidi Mollentze. It's Heidi M Wellness on Facebook. And then my business mobile number is 079-815-6305. If you pop me a message, we can chat about your needs.
Excellent. And we'll put those contact details below the podcast as well. Heidi, het was nou so lekker om met jou te gesels. Next week we're talking about coping mechanisms. That's going to be interesting.
Verseker. Het was fantasties om met jou te gesels. Lekker om terug te wees. Geniet julle dag verder.
Dankie Heidi, jy ook.